When you saw other Black stewardesses from different airlines, was there a "Hey girl" moment when you passed each other?
Oh yeah, your chest stuck.
Yeah, was it
a
a little
bit? Yeah, you raised a little
Where
bit
would
higher.
you normally cross paths when you would see them? Was it in?
Everywhere.
It was everywhere.
Eastern.
Okay.
Oh my
At
goodness.
that time.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Well, didn't know her. She
Mhm.
didn't know me, or he didn't know me.
Yeah.
Hugged them anyway.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it was wonderful.
Wonderful kind of bit of a camaraderie, even though you were strangers.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Yes.
Was there ever a time flying through the deep segregated South that you may have felt fearful for your lives? A little tense on the plane with some of the passengers, or if you had to go to a hotel or maybe out to dinner, did you feel a little like, maybe I'm not in the safest space?
It's what I mentioned to you earlier
Mm-hmm.
about when the captain took charge and made sure that I was in a room next to his. That was the only time that I experienced a little bit of fear. You know,
Well, that's good.
that something could have happened because people were still being lynched. I mean,
Yes.
back in the women as well as men.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew I was in a place in Mississippi where it was very prevalent.
Mm-hmm.
And so even though I knew things were changing and getting a little bit better, you just never knew when something could happen, something like that could take place. But
Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So that was quite interesting. And meeting a young man there, met him, good friend. And we we were going to a restaurant. And we weren't allowed to go into the restaurant. The waitress told us not to. We cannot sit here. We cannot eat here. So we got up and got into his vehicle, and he was going to take me back to my layover hotel. And as we were riding along, there pulled up behind us a carload of, I would say, Ku Klux Klan. I would say that. And the gentleman that I was with knew exactly what was going on, and I didn't, because I figured that they were going to pass us. They did not, and so he just gunned the accelerator, and they chased us all the way across the area. And so I said to myself, you know what? I said, I bet that if they had caught us, we would have been probably lynched. And I said, oh my gosh, that would have been terrible. I said, my gosh, I said, I just can't imagine that would happen to me. And then here I'm with an airline, and then here I being chased by some Klansmen. And I never really told that story to anybody. So
I was just about to say, you never shared that.
So I had there's a lot of things I didn't share.
Yeah.
And so I would say it was the grace of God that saved us. And they were right behind us, ready to do what they're going to do with their sticks out the car.
Yelling on the sheets?
There's no sheets. They just had sticks in their hands. And they were just telling us, you get out of town and we will lynch you. But the way they were speeding after us.
What year was this?
It was in the early 60s or the latter part of the 60s. It must have been after 2 years of my flying, maybe 3 years I was flying at the time. And I remember that just came, all of a sudden that came up, and I guess that happened.
Wow.
And because we were in that restaurant, we were told to leave, and we did leave cooperatively, and those men saw us, and they wanted to harm us, and I believe that. So thank goodness the young man I was with knew what was happening and sped.
Got you to safety.
Got us to safety.
Wow.
I remember that. In the dark at night.
Miss Patricia.
You see these things, you read these things, but you never know what happened
to live it. So did you all spend your entire careers at Delta exclusively?
I did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, went in at 19 and a half, came out at 20. I'm going on 70 today. So yes, I would say practically all my career.
All your career at Delta?
Yes.
Miss Fanola?
The same with me. I was 19 when I went into training. You had to be 20 to be hired.
Okay.
To serve the liquor on the plane.
Okay.
And like Pat, I'll be 70 this year. And I loved every minute of my job, of my career.
Wonderful.
It was just like, it was a hand-picked job for me. Just like fate moved me. And I was telling Pat, it's just amazing that both of us are still here
Yes,
after all this time, healthy, you know, in our right minds, and able to conduct this interview and remember a lot of the things. But it's just wonderful, and we're both very appreciative, you know, of that.
So would you all say that the dream and the glamour of stewardess actually lived up to the reality during your career?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Most definitely.
This is strong today, right now.
Yeah, okay.
We were awarded so many privileges, you know, being young and starting out. We got to go into see so many shows for free, like in Las Vegas and Broadway and different places. And we were always given seats down front, and we were given the best seats. And the department stores just wooed us, and everybody just always made us feel very special.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was almost like being a celebrity, really.
Wonderful.
That part of it did live up to the hype of the glamour part of it.
Okay, so did you feel like you were hot stuff in your uniform too?
Actually, I did. Yes, because I mean it was a very fitted, you know, it was very classy,
yes,
very elegant, and now Pat, both of us had long hair when we initially went into training, but you had to have short hair. That's another little story I remember in training. When it was time for us to go and get our hair cut. And so I went and got my hair cut. And when I went back to class on that Monday, I got my hair cut over the weekend. They were like, ooh, and, ooh. And several girls in that class went and got their hair cut just like that.
Oh, that's
and
wonderful.
I just thought it was funny. I thought it was great. I thought it was wonderful. But yeah, well, as you know, appearance was everything back. And it is still now.
Yes.
We had to maintain a certain weight.
Yes, you did.
And you just, you had to know how to apply makeup, which I'd never worn before. Never flown, never wore makeup, and all this stuff. But we learned all of that stuff, and that was fun too.
So, did you ever come across any famous people on your flights?
Oh, yes.
And who might that be, Miss Patricia?
Jesse Owens.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You met Jesse Owens.
Oh,
my interaction was only on the airplane.
Okay.
And it was very short and sweet. Kind gentleman. Got the autograph. Very kind. He was from first class. DC-8. And talked. Very happy that I got his autograph. I don't know where it is now, but he was a very kind man. And,
that's nice.
It was just a privilege to meet him.
Yes.
I know this might sound a little foolish, but I got a chance to meet Roy Rogers.
Oh, okay. That doesn't. Not at all.
He's a nice guy. I mean, he was a really nice guy.
Nice.
And
nice.
It's so funny because I remember he was in first class again, and I said, "Gosh, you look familiar." He said, "Well, yes, I'm Roy Rogers." I said, "Right." I said, "Well, I don't believe that you're Roy Rogers." And then finally, of course, some of my friends there, Pat, that was really Roy Rogers. So I had to go up and apologize. I'm so embarrassed.
Rita Hayworth.
Oh, yes.
Glenn Ford.
Yes.
They starred together in several movies. Jim Brown, Jimmy Hoffa.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, stop right there. Wait, Jimmy Hoffa?
Jimmy Hoffa in first class. And I always make the joke when we did the radio interview. I said, I don't know where he's buried. I don't have a clue about that. But yeah, he was in first class, a very quiet man, you know. He just kind of kept to himself, but I'll never forget that he was on my flight. Wow. Yes. Denzel Washington.
Hey, Denzel.
Yeah. King, Coretta King was on my flight quite a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The young lady who played in Good Times, Winona, the neighbor.
Oh, Winona. Yes.
Winona,
yes.
She's a nice lady.
Yeah, she was. She was very nice. Johnny Carson. Ray Charles.
Those were icons.
Yeah.
Those were icons you met, not
Yeah.
just I mean, these are names that people know the world over. Wow,
Right.
that's not bad for some girls from
Yeah.
Chicago and Memphis.
Atlanta, Georgia, a Grady baby.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Flyers. Do you like to get on? Do you like to still fly?
Oh, I still fly. Yes, a lot.
A lot. What are some of your
Travel.
favorite cities?
My favorite city, country, I would say. My favorite country is Israel.
Wow.
I do some traveling, but not as much as I used to. I did a little bit of modeling. And I don't know if I told you earlier, I'm a cancer survivor.
I did not know.
Yes,
Congratulations.
I'm a 12-year survivor.
Wonderful.
Some ovarian cancer.
Wonderful.
And so I kind of do some things dealing with that as well.
That's wonderful.
I love the Caribbean, as a matter of fact. I love water. I love the beaches. So I'm planning a trip this year.
Wonderful.
Yeah, to the
Safe
islands.
trip.
Yeah.
Safe trip.
Thank you.
So we're nearing the end, and there are young Black women who will come across this video. They will see you two women. They will have heard your story. What is something that you want to say to a young African American girl, or even older, who looks at your video and they start to dream?
Oh, yes. When they start to dream, please don't look down. Look forward. When you feel your head, your physical head, I'm going to give you a gesture. To me, this is very simple to understand. When you feel your head going down, you're looking down, you're feeling depressed, you think you're just not going to make it to your next birthday, or you're just not going to make it, period, and the fear comes upon you, you're looking down, you take your head and you pull it up with your right or with your left hand, and you look forward, and you continue on. And the Hebrew word for forward is kadima. That's the Hebrew word. Go forth, and you look forward. You go forth, and you conquer your dream.
Thank you.
Always put that hand up here or this hand. Hold your hand up and look forward. Very simple. Just for a young man and woman to understand that.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So this is the last question and the most important of the entire interview. You have to tell the audience why your Black doesn't crack. You all look beautiful. You look absolutely nowhere near your age. Nowhere near. You ladies look phenomenal. Thank you so much for this interview. This was the best time.